Hi friends, this is Sarah Martin with the Contoured Chemist. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming at you with another Lashify video showing their newest lash bond called Bondage with Charcoflex. So this new formula is designed to withstand heat and bacteria and give you longer wear. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and like this video if it helps you. All right guys, let's get started. So if you are new to my channel, you might not know my obsession with Lashify. So I just did this eye and I want to show you guys how to use their brand new bond and how I've found, because I've been experimenting, y'all know me, I've got to experiment, with how, oh my gosh, am I even looking at my hair? Okay, I'm sorry. I can't stand it. Okay, that's better. Gotta keep it out of my face. So, where was I? All right, so I've got a clean face. If you've never seen any of my videos before, I prefer to apply my Lashify to a clean face and clean skin, no makeup, and I like to use micellar water and cleanse my eyes really well to make sure there's no oils, because none of these bonds really work well with oily eyelids. And I have oily eyelids and I can get really long wear. So you just have to prep them. So either micellar water or the pre-cleanse from Lashify, and you're golden. All right, so I've already cleaned this eye and I'm gonna show you guys how I apply using Bondage. Yes, that's what it's called. So if you're unfamiliar, this is their brand new type of bond. Okay, so it's supposed to give you longer wear than the original Whisper Light. They also have a night bond, which gives longer wear, which I've used. I like it, but honestly, I use Whisper Light on the daily and I get a week out of it pretty easily before I want to try, take them off, rub my eyes, and put on a fresh set. But this is supposed to give longer wear, and this is actually waterproof. It's got all kinds of great stuff in it, even biotin to help your lash growth and keep them healthy. And it's very different. So the very first time I used it, I was just thinking it would be a stronger bond, but it would be similar to Whisper Light, and I was very wrong. So I want to kind of talk about how it's different and how I use it differently than the good old Whisper Light. Okay, so if you are brand new to Lashify, this might not be the best bond to start with. So the Whisper Lights comes in the control kit. I definitely recommend trying this first, seeing what kind of longevity you have, and if you need more, then you can try the Bondage. But for most people, this will work. So Whisper Light comes, and now they have a brand new one that comes out with dual tips. So one is a mascara wand and one is this pointed tip. I like the pointed tip from the way I apply. So I will show you guys how I use that in conjunction with the Bondage to get even longer than a week. I've been getting close to 2 weeks. So, okay, Bondage. Bondage comes with a micro mascara wand, okay? And that is because this consistency is much different. It's actually a lot more liquidy. Whisper Light is a lot thicker. And Whisper Light is one that you have to kind of wait a few seconds to get a little tacky. I don't find, it's not anything like regular lash glue that you have to wait that long. But it's not immediately sticky, if that makes sense. Bondage is. I was amazed the first time I used it at how it just, I don't even know how to describe it. It is much more of a stronger bond right off the bat, and you want to use it very differently. So let's just get started and I will talk you guys through it. Okay, I'm going to be applying my favorite Lash Map, which is currently, because it changes often, it's a B12, and then I have two E14s, another B12, and then a C10, okay? And I have no stacking. I'm obsessed with the ease ever since I tried them, and I don't have to stack anymore to get that full look. So I'm gonna show you guys how I do it. So if you are new, bear with me. If you want a newbie tutorial, check my links below. I've done quite a few of these Lashify videos from, you'll see the very first one over a year ago. Let's get started. All right, so with Bondage and this micro mascara tip, you wanna make sure you're using less is more, okay? Too much of any of these bonds are just gonna create a mess, and it's actually gonna give you less longevity, okay? Because they're not gonna stick properly. So the way I use this, and I'm gonna look down into my mirror here so you guys can see, but you want to apply to the base of your lash and through the tip, like mascara, with not a whole lot of pressure, because you'll get too much along the length of your lashes. Okay, so what I like to do is make sure I have a good coat, and you might be able to see, because this is a pretty new Bondage. I haven't used it 100 times or anything where it's dried out at all. So I have like droplets. Okay, what I'm gonna do, because that is too much, I'm gonna take my clean spoolie and I'm just gonna carefully separate my lashes, and you'll feel that this is already like sticky to your lashes, okay? But you don't want clumpage in your lashes, okay? So just kind of lightly separate with your spoolie, okay? And then you'll be good to go. All right, so I'm gonna apply them in the same order that I do mine when I use Whisper Light. I'm just kind of a creature of habit, and that's the way I like to apply them, because I really like to overlap. And you'll see the very first time I applied with the Bondage, I did it the same way I always did, but I didn't realize that those pieces that overlapped weren't gonna get a good grip because there's no bondage in between there. When you apply it to your full lash, it doesn't glue those edges together. So I'm gonna show you how I remedy that, and it solved all of my problems, because I was having that, you know, dreaded popping up on the outer corners between each lashes. Okay, so I'm gonna start kind of in the middle. I like to place one of my E14s to where I'm gonna have room to put one on either side, so I can kind of like overlap and sandwich those babies in there. So I'm gonna put it towards the outer corner. I'm gonna leave space for one B, and I'm gonna get it as close to the waterline without touching. Now you'll see how that popped right on there. It's very different than Whisper Light. Normally with Whisper Light, I would then immediately fuse to hold it in place. But Bondage is so strong and sticky that it sticks right where you put it, and I am not going to fuse at all until I've gotten my entire lash line done. So that's one of the biggest differences. Okay, so I was telling you how I like to overlap. So I'm gonna take my Whisper Light, and I am going to just put a little bit on the actual gossamer, on the B14, right on each corner, so that when I overlap, and I must have gotten like nothing on my brush. Okay, so when I overlap, those corners will stay a full week or more. Okay, so then I can go in with my lashes on both sides. So I usually do my next E14, okay? Notice I'm holding it right at the tip, okay? And I lift, and I'm gonna apply it right next to it. Slightly overlapping, but lining up those spines. And then I just kind of gently push to make sure it's good and on there. And this Bondage is so tacky, it's stuck. Okay, so then I'm gonna go in with my B12. This is my outer corner. Outer corners are where I have the most issues, inner and outer corners. And outer corners are because I'm a side sleeper. And when I you know, I'm laying there. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's totally getting stuck to my bottom lashes because I'm talking too much. I gotta work faster. So when I sleep, if you put it all the way down to that very last natural lash, all the way to the outer corner, you're gonna have lift as you sleep. No problem, like no doubt in my mind, you're gonna have an issue there. So never go all the way to the outer corner. Leave a small gap. I like to slightly angle it so I get that cat eye effect, okay? And I'm gonna push. Now, you'll notice if you mess one up, like you get the placement wrong, with Whisper Light, it was really easy to just pull it right back off before you fuse and redo it. With Bondage, it's much harder because it's like already stuck and you gotta be real careful. You almost have to kind of just grab the tip and kind of wiggle it around till you get it to where you need it, or really make sure you grab it by that spine to try to gently pull it off. That is one thing you gotta watch out for. Okay, so, which is why it's kind of a more immediate to advanced bond, in my opinion. I'm gonna go in and put a little bit of Whisper Light right there on that edge. And then I'm gonna go in with my second B12 and overlap. I don't know why this eye is always harder for me to do than my other. Okay, press that on. And then the very last one is my C10, my baby lash. And this one, I like to angle to really fill in and fan out in that inside corner because I do not have many lashes there. And if I go any farther in, it will not stay at all. So that is the remedy for my issue there. Okay, I pushed them all on. I've got my entire lash map done. Now I'm gonna make sure I don't have anything on my wand that would make them stick. And you might see people do a full fuse using it this way. My eyes are so small, that doesn't work for me. It doesn't get to the base. So I reverse fuse and I'm just gonna work in sections all the way to the base where the spine is. And I'm gonna gently fuse and then gently pull away because you'll notice it'll stick on that upper part of your wand. And you don't wanna pull off that lash that you just placed. So I fused all the way across, and then I'm gonna pick up a second wand, which isn't necessary. You could just take your other wand and use a wandum. So wandums are designed so that your wand won't stick. I love to fuse with them. I always do because it covers more surface area. You'll see how much wider of a fuse you get using a wandum. So on my day 2 through however long I'm wearing them, I don't ever fuse with this. I use this one for application, and then I will use the wandum to fuse and fuse, you know, either mornings, night, whatever works for you. I usually only fuse mornings, and I don't have any issue with longevity. So there you go. So Bondage, I don't think I said this, is waterproof, whereas Whisper Light is not. So it's supposed to help with heat and steam. So if you're having an issue with losing them because of a hot shower or anything like that, Bondage might be your new best friend. Or if you have not tried glass is the other way you can waterproof your lashes. So they do have a new brush, one that came out with like a ball tip, which is really great because you really want to concentrate the glass at the base of your lash, okay, and really try to waterproof the base where the spines are. So I'm pretty generous with glass. You will notice if you go through your entire lashes, I don't know if you can tell the difference, how much wispier the tips are here than they are here, because the glass will actually kind of clump them together slightly. So if you want that wispy effect, you want to make sure you stick to just the bases of your lashes. If you run them all the way through, like I like to do, and get that, I like to coat top and bottom. It just helps me because I do shower and wash my face a lot with them on. And then I let that dry and I'm good to go. All right, so that's it. That is my lashes for a good 2 weeks. It's totally worth it. If you haven't tried Bondage yet, it keeps selling out. I believe it's in stock, but that's kind of my difference between Bondage and Whisper Light and how I use them in conjunction. I hope that helped. I will insert my Lash Map. And if you are really confused and haven't seen any of my previous tutorials, check them out in the description box below. Let me know if you have any questions on Lashify. I'd be happy to help. Love you guys. Bye.